welcome. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. And today we're going to do a quick mini review on the new Sisley So Stretch Mascara. Now, I picked this up in the shade number 2, which is the brown shade, and it comes in 3 colors. We have deep black and deep blue as well. This is the actual brush, and let me show you what, it's always hard to swatch mascara. But you can see that it is going to be a dark brown shade. It's not quite as deep as like a brown black would be, but it is a deep brown. And I love brown mascara. So personally, I think brown mascara is fantastic on, for a more natural lash look. And this is a fantastic daytime mascara in my opinion. So let's go over Sisley's claims. Now, before we get into the specific claims from Sisley, let's just go over a little bit of product information. So this is the actual tube of the mascara, and this is 0.25 ounces or 7.5 milliliters, and it's made in France. Now, for size comparison, I wanted to compare it. This is the Chanel Le Volume de Chanel in 120 Metal Terracotta that I recently picked up from the spring collection. This one is 6 grams or 0.21 ounces. And so you can see it is going to be a bit smaller. And then I also have the Victoria Beckham one here, the Future Lash Mascara. This one is actually only 4.8 milliliters or 0.16 ounces. So there's actually less product in this than the Chanel. This does have heavy duty glass packaging. So just for some size reference, because this mascara does retail for $72. So it is a pricey mascara, and it does have a 6-month shelf life, just like both of the others. So overall though, I really love this mascara. This mascara is for lengthening and defining your lashes. So it's really gonna give you slightly longer lashes with a lot of separation. And you can build these up and get them a little bit more voluminous, but you can definitely get them longer and, just a little bit more extravagant if you want to with multiple coats. I personally really love this more soft, natural look that I can get with this mascara just from one coat. I'm good with just one coat with this. Now let's go into the specific claims from Sisley. Sisley has created a few categories that this mascara is supposed to kind of, check off, these boxes it checks off. The first one is the beauty category. And what they have is basically they are using damask rose and castor oil for softening your lashes. And the castor oil specifically is going to help sheath them as well. And it's going to coat them nicely. Now, if you're familiar with castor oil, it's also something that is often used to help grow your lashes. So if you're looking at one of those like lash serums, that is an ingredient that is included in there. It's meant for hair growth. So you'll notice castor oil is often present in like any of those, the brow gels that are supposed to help stimulate hair growth, actual hair growth type products. They use castor oil as well. So if you're thinking of the Chantecaille Faux Seal Longest Lash Mascara, I think that uses castor oil as well. If not, it uses something very similar, but that's kind of the purpose of it. So we do have a product or an ingredient in here that is supposed to help truly cause, stimulate hair growth. Now, if you want something like that to work, you got to really wiggle it in and actually have it adhere a little bit to your skin. If it's just on the actual hair, it's not going to do anything. Then the next category from Sisley is length and vitality. And they are using a vitamin peptide and arginine, which is an amino acid. And those ingredients there are supposed to help promote longer, thicker looking lashes. And then the third box is protection. So there is a synthetic ceramide, which is their key ingredient in their complex for this. And that is supposed to actually help kind of coat your lashes and make them more durable, less prone to falling out and things like that. So they hold up a bit better. And there's also like a bamboo powder that is part of the ingredient list as well, which kind of helps coat your lashes really smoothly without any like clumping or anything. So those are some of the key claims from Sisley. Claims isn't really quite the right word, but these are some of the key ingredients that they're using to accomplish specific items with this mascara. Now, as I showed you before, we do have this conical brush. So we've got this cone shape here, and the purpose of the brush shape, according to Sisley, is that it does coat all lashes and it'll give you a panoramic effect with your lashes. And I have to say this particular shape works really well for me. So you've got the smaller tip at the end, which is great for anything in the inner corner or also the lower lash line. And it's wider at the edge to kind of help fan out. If you're looking for something a little bit more than just the everyday natural look, then if you just kind of focus on the outer edges and go over that a few times, kind of build that up, you can really fan those out nicely and get a lot of depth and dimension there and make it a little bit more volumizing. So for me, I personally think this is a fantastic everyday natural looking mascara with one coat in the shade brown. I can definitely see this mascara being used and built up for a nighttime look, particularly if you're going with a deeper shade like the deep blue or the black. I think that would create more of a nighttime look. I think the brown in particular for me is always reminiscent of a more natural everyday type of thing. So that's why I picked this one up and I absolutely love it. So this is now one of my very favorite mascaras. So I'm not even joking. I'm gonna have a mascara ranking video up soon. This is definitely going to be up there in the top few. So I haven't decided exactly on placement yet, but it's definitely up there. Now I do have a short little clip here of the mascara application to show you, and then I'll meet you back here. So we're gonna be testing out the new Sisley So Stretch Mascara, and this comes in 3 shades, blue, black, and brown. I purchased the brown, which is shade number 2, and this is a lengthening mascara, and it's supposed to give you like natural length and separation. And this is what the wand looks like. Clump off. All right, so I did curl my lashes already, and let's see how this does. To say, it goes on very lightly. You know, it looks very natural. Look at the difference between my lashes. Yeah, they're definitely looking a bit longer. Let's apply it to this side. Now, one of the things I want to note about this formula is, you know how when you get a new mascara, sometimes they're like really wet and you want to use them for a couple weeks or leave them open for a couple weeks so they kind of dry down a little bit to get to the perfect consistency. This is already at the perfect consistency. So, you know, we'll see how it lasts in a few weeks, you know, whether it dries out or anything, but I think it's actually really nice when you first open this tube. This is the type of consistency I like. It's not too wet. It goes on smoothly. You can see that it's not clumpy. I don't have to worry about using my Tweezerman eyelash comb. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. So I'm going to wear this today. We'll see how it does, whether there's any flaking or anything like that. And I will let you know. So this mascara has been on for a little while, but I'm just going to show you a few more coats of it on here. I just put one on off camera as well, but I just wanted to show you just adding the mascara even when it's like already been dried. You can see the difference between these two lashes. And then let's go ahead and add it here. So I didn't put any on this eye yet, and you can see there's a little resistance at first as it's going over the dry mascara. And it doesn't go on quite as smoothly when you go over. So I would definitely use my lash comb on this, but you can see that it's definitely going to add more volume and it added more length. It does deepen up with multiple coats. So I hope that was helpful. You can see that this mascara really does help provide a length and separation to the lashes. This is one of those few mascaras that I don't need to go in with the tweezer and the eyelash comb afterwards. I think out of all the times I've worn this, I've been wearing this for just over a week now. I think I've used the lash comb once on it. So it's not something that's necessary, and this mascara really doesn't get clumpy. So sometimes when I use a mascara and then, let's say like I wipe off some of the stuff on the side here and then I stick it back in, it starts to get kind of like clumpier in spots, where the mascara has kind of accumulated on the edges of where I've wiped it off, if you know what I'm talking about. That doesn't happen with this one. As a matter of fact, this formula is actually a little bit, I want to say drier, just meaning that it's not like one of those wet mascaras that you're waiting to kind of dry down a little bit, but it's not dry as though it's like dried out. So the consistency of this mascara when you first open it is perfect for me. So oftentimes, you open a mascara, it's a little wet, you let it sit for a couple of weeks, and then the consistency is a little bit better because air has gotten into it. It's dried out a tiny bit, and then it goes on like a dream. This mascara starts off that way, so I really, really like that. Now, again, I've only been using this for just over a week, so we'll definitely have to update and see how this performs after a few months to see whether or not it gets like too dry or anything. But it seems to seal very nicely. There's actually, when you close this, when you get to here, you see there's a little gap here. When you turn it, it clicks. So you can actually feel and hear a tiny click, which is telling you that it's fully closed. So I think that is something that's nice. So in contrast, you do have a little bit of one here with the Chanel as well. So just check your mascaras and see if you've ever noticed it, because it's not something I really noticed. And I have to say the Victoria Beckham one doesn't do that. So it's only certain mascaras that I have that have that little click, but I do think that that kind of offers a little bit more security to my mind, at least, to make sure that I have that fully closed and it won't dry out too quickly. Now, as for wear on this mascara, I have worn this for a total of, about 18 hours one day. Yes, it was a long day. I had absolutely no flaking or anything underneath the eyes. I didn't have any like smearing or anything. It stayed great. So this mascara, I think it's fantastic. I really love it. So I think you can probably guess what I'm going to say next, but one of my very favorite mascaras, actually probably my very favorite mascara, is the Cerate Noir Lash Tint. This is very similar to that. So it's very similar in the effect that it gives on your lashes, and the wear is also very similar. However, the Sisley it does not need an oil-based cleanser to remove it, whereas the Cerate Noir Lash Tint does. So there is a little difference in the formula. The Cerate, it's more of like a vinyl coating on your lash that dissolves with the oil. It's not tubing. Whereas this is more of a traditional mascara formula. So there is a little bit of that vinyl texture to it, but it's not the same as, the Cerate. There's not that. It's more like a traditional formula, if that makes sense. One last thing I wanted to mention about the Sisley mascara, by the way, this is the box that it comes in. This mascara has no fragrance or perfume added, and it is intended to be able to use on the most sensitive of eyes. That sums up my thoughts on the new Sisley So Stretch Mascara. I absolutely love this. I think the brown shade is fantastic for an everyday natural daytime look. And again, if you're trying to go a little bit more glam or a night out, you probably want to go with the deep black shade or possibly even the navy blue shade. I'm probably going to pick this mascara up again in another shade at some point. I have a ton to go through right now. I've obviously bought quite a few recently, but it's definitely a winner in my book. And stay tuned to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit the subscribe button because I will be having a mascara ranking and comparison video coming up soon in just a week or two. So I hope to see you guys soon. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy. And thank you so much for tuning in.